Now we discuss about the appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton consists of two parts, the upper extremities and the lower extremities. The upper extremities consist of mainly three parts, the arms, the forearm, and the hands. So, what is arm? The arm is also called brachium. Another name of arm is brachium. The arm or brachium is technically it is the only region between the shoulder and the elbow, and it consists of a main long bone which is a single long bone which is called humerus. The humerus is the longest bone in the upper extremity. The top of or the head of the humerus is very large, it is very smooth, it is very rounded, and it fits into the scapula in the shoulder. And the bottom of the humerus has two depressions which where the humerus connects to the ulna and the radius of the forearm. The radius is connected to the sideway of the body, and the middle part or the mid of the bone which is located in the middle of the forearm, it is called ulna. Together, the humerus and the ulna make up the elbow. So, what is forearm? The forearm is the region between the elbow and the wrist. The arm is the region between the shoulder and the elbow, and the forearm is the region between the elbow and the wrist. The radius on the lateral side and the ulna on the medial side forms it when the forearm is viewed in the anatomical position. The ulna is longer than the radius and is connected more firmly to the humerus. And the last part of the upper extremity is hand. The hand consists of three parts, the wrist, the palm, and the five fingers. And also it consists of the 27 bones in the hand. The wrist, which is also called carpus, and it consists of 8 small bones which is called carpal bones that are tightly bound by the ligaments. These bones are arranged in two rows, 4 bones each, the top row and the second row. The top row consists of the different bones which is called scaphoid bone, the lunate bone, the triquetral bone, and the C-form bones. And the second row forms lateral to the medial, contains different bones like trapezium, trapezoid, capitates, and hamate. The location of the top row is forms the lateral side to the medial side. Likewise, the second row also has the location lateral side to medial side, but the bones are different. And the last part is the palm. The palm is also called metacarpus, and it consists of 5 metacarpal bones, one aligned with each of the finger. The metacarpal bones are not named, but they are numbered to 5, starting with the thumb. The bases of the metacarpal bones are connected to the wrist bones, and the heads are connected to the bones of the fingers. The heads of the metacarpals form the knuckles of a clenched fist. Now, the last part of the hand is the fingers. The fingers are made up of 4 bones which are called phalanges. A single finger bone is called a phalanx. The phalanges are arranged in 3 rows. The first row, which is closest to the metacarpal, is called the proximal row. The second row is the middle row, and the farthest row is the distal row. So each finger has a proximal phalanx, the middle phalanx, and the distal phalanx, except the thumb. And the thumb, in scientific language, the thumb is also called pollex, which does not have a middle phalanx. The digits are also numbered 1 to 5, starting from the thumb. Now, we discuss about the lower extremities. The different parts which is included in the lower extremities are as follows, which are the thigh, the leg, the foot, and the patella. Patella is also called kneecap. What is thigh? The thigh is the region between the hip and the knee, and it is composed of a single long bone which is called femur or a thigh bone. The femur is the very largest and very longest and the strongest bone in our body. Next, the leg. Leg is the only the technical region between which is located between from the knee to the ankle. The only region from the knee to the ankle is called leg, and it is formed by the fibula on the side away from the body, which is called lateral side, and the tibia, which is called shin bone, in the middle of the leg. The middle of the leg is the shin bone, and the lateral side of the leg is the fibula. The tibia or the shin bone has different names, but they have the same meanings. Tibia is also called shin bone. Tibia connects to the femur to form the knee joint, and with the talus, a foot bone, to allow the ankle to flex and extend. The tibia is very much larger than the fibula because it bears most of the body weight, while the fibula serves as an area for muscle attachment. What is talus? Talus is actually the bone that make up the lower part of the ankle joint and is also called ankle bone. The last part of the lower extremity is the foot. What is foot? The foot is also called pes. It contains the 26 bones of the ankle, the instep, and the 5 toes. The foot has three main parts, which is called ankle, the instep, and the 5 toes. What is instep? The curved upper part of the foot between the toes and the heel. The ankle or tarsus is composed of 7 tarsal bones, which correspond to the carpal in the wrist. The largest tarsal bone is called calcaneus or the heel bone. Directly in front of the talus, it is the navicular bone. The remaining bones from the medial to the lateral are the medial, intermediate, and the lateral cuneiform bones. The metatarsals and the phalanges bones of the foot are very similar in number to the metacarpal and phalanges of the bones of the hand. The 5 metatarsal bones are numbered 1 to 5, starting on the medial side with the big toe. The first metatarsal bone is longer than others are because it plays a major role in supporting body's weight. So, likewise, the metatarsals are uh, likewise the metatarsals just like the metacarpals of the bone of the hand. The 14 phalanges of the foot, as with the hand, are arranged in proximal row, a middle row, and a distal row, with the big toe and the helix. Big toe is also called helix, having only a proximal and the distal phalanx. What is patella? The patella is also called knee bone or the kneecap. It is a larger and triangular and sesamoid bone between the femur and the tibia. What is sesamoid bone? The sesamoid bone is the small independent bone or the bony nodule developed in tendons. It is formed in response to the strain in the tendon that forms the knee. So, the main function of the patella is it protects the knee joint and strengthens the tendon that forms the knee. So, the main important functions of the lower extremities are that it provides the heaviest, largest, and the strongest bones in the body because they most bear the entire weight of the body when a person is standing in the upright position. Now, what is shoulder girdle and what is pelvic girdle? The shoulder girdle is also called pectoral girdle and is composed of four bones like two clavicles and two scapula. What is clavicle? Clavicle is commonly called the collarbone and it is a slight, slender, S-shaped bone that connects the upper arm to the trunk of the body and holds the shoulder joint away from the body to allow for greater movement or freedom of movement. One end of the scapula or one end of the clavicle is connected to the sternum and one end is connected to the scapula. What is scapula? The scapula is a large triangular flat bone. On the back side of the rib cage, it is commonly called the shoulder blade. It has a shallow depression called the globoid cavity that the head of the humerus fits into. So, the primary function of the pectoral girdle is to provide the attachment point to the numerous muscles that allow the shoulder and the elbow joints to move. It also provides the connection between the upper extremities, which are called arms, and the exoskeleton. What is pelvic girdle? Pelvic girdle is the lower portion which include legs and the hips and the knees. The pelvic girdle is also called hip girdle and it is composed of coxal bones which are called hip bones. So the coxal bones are also called asa coxa or the innominate bones, like they are unnamed bones. During childhood, each coxal bone consists of three separate parts: the ilium, the ischium, and the pubis. In an adult, these three bones are firmly fused into a single bone. In the back, these two bones meet on their side of the sacrum, but in the front, they are connected by a muscle which is called pubic emphasis. The pelvic girdle also play an important role in the human body. Their main functions are that it supports the weight of the body from the vertebral column. It also protects and supports the lower organs, including the urinary bladder, the reproductive organs, and the developing fetus in the pregnant woman. What is the difference between the man pelvis and the woman pelvis? In men, the pelvic is more massive and the iliac crest are closer together. But in a woman, the pelvic is more delicate and iliac crests are farther apart. So these differences reflect the woman's role in pregnancy and the delivery of the child. When the child is born, It must pass through its mother pelvis. If the opening is too small, a caesarean section may be necessary.